Hi everybody, I wanted to make a quick video on date time manipulation. A lot of times in Python you're going to find that dates and date times are in string formats that you're going to need to convert over if you want to do any additional manipulation or anything like that. So you can always look up the documentation at python.org, and then today what we'll be doing is just using a lot of manipulation of the datetime package. So what you want to do is head over to your Jupyter Notebook. I have videos on how to install Jupyter Notebooks, how to open it, so forth, right? So you go to your command line, go to your Jupyter Notebook, open a new notebook, you can rename it. I'm going to name mine Parsing Dates. Here's some of the basic formats that you'll be using through the datetime, and they're pretty common. Like once you get used to it, it looks a little weird at first, but it'll make sense a little bit later in the video. So you want to first import your datetime package, and this is how you're going to do it. Just from datetime, import datetime, right? And if you take a look, the datetime package has a lot of various methods and so forth. So it's a pretty good package. I could do a lot of manipulation in there. Particularly, we're just going to be stripping down like datetime functions and figuring out the differences of them, right? So, well, let's begin. So if you look, what you want to first find out is what type is the string or datetime that you're using, okay? And why this is important, as you can see, this is a datetime object, so you know it's already in the correct format, right? This would be the string version of this, and all this is, right, is this just this method will just simply give you the date time, which is now, right? This is the proper date time function, right? If you want to make it look nice where it's presentable, you could do something like this. You could turn it into a string. If you only need this portion of the date time object, you can go like this. You can do the first 10 characters. If you need, oh, it's 19. If you need the date plus the time, hour, minute, you just do that like that, 19, right? And then you can save this in a variable, datetime. And I probably shouldn't use that because that's the name of the library. We'll just call it DT, right? And now this DT is saved in this variable, right? So this is your datetime object, right? So what you'll find out though is a lot of times when you're doing any kind of string manipulation or anything, you're going to find that the format's in like weird of variety of different ways, right? And first what you want to do is make sure that it's not already in a datetime format, because if it is in a datetime, there's no reason to parse it, because sometimes you're comparing two dates, you're sorting on dates, so forth, right? So you have your you're checking the type of it, lets you know it's a string object, right? So if you try to use this string object as a date time, right, it's not going to work. You can't sort a string. You can't sort a string as a date time object. It doesn't work, okay? So the whole purpose of this video is to convert whatever string format you're working with into something like this, right? And so first of all, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go datetime, and the package is, I think it's actually strip. you're going to want to put your object in there, right, which is date time 2, okay? And you're going to want to give the current format of it, right? So if we look at date 2, it's, oh, this is actually going to be a little bit more difficult. Okay, so this is going to be today at 3:45 p.m., right? Let me actually start with date 3 first, because I'll go back to that one because, okay, so this is a little bit easier to work with, right? So if I just want to get out the first 18 characters of this, or 19 characters, okay, let me go like this. So I'm going to take the first 19 characters of date 3, okay, and then if you look back up here, it'll give you the format. It'll take time to remember these. I still don't actually remember these all, so I just look them up. So Y is year, M is month, oh that's minute, sorry, month is lowercase, right, and then we have day, then we're going to have a space, then we're going to have hour, minute, second. Okay, so how do we use this, right? Okay, so you're going to want to go year, and you want to remember to use whatever. If it's a space, you use a space. If it's any kind of other character, use that same character, because this is taking this from this format and placing it into a date time object, right? So then it's month, then it's day, then there's a space, then it's hour, see, colons, just like I see up there. Then it's going to be minute, and second. And I gotta look that up. I know I messed up one of them. Okay, month, year, month, day, hour, minute, second. Okay, so capital. Even using this stuff for like many years, you still forget this stuff. So okay, now it is in a date time format, right? And to look at it, it's converting it back and forth. Okay, so if I use the same one for date 4, all I would do is go like this. I'm going to take this off because I don't need this now. I'm just going to use this first 4. And now you have a date time object. Okay. In date time 5, you have this kind of format. So all I'm going to do is go like this, this, and this. Okay? And the reason this is important is you're going to eventually run into this issue of sorting dates. You can't sort a string, okay? So if you have a time like this, and this is where it starts to get like a little bit crazy. You're like, what do I do with this? I'm sure there's a package up there that like converts it over, but my way of doing it, I would say if today is in there, right? You know, today in date 2, right? Or date 1, sorry, date 2, yeah. Print today, right? You're like, okay, why do I got to do that? Okay, well, that lets you know today's in there, right? Just like if you had another word in there. What if it was yesterday, the day before, okay? So, what I'm trying to explain here is how do I get this date 2 into a date time object? So if today is in there, I know the date of today is going to be this, right? Date time dot now, right? And we can print this out, and it's going to give me the time right now, okay? Plus 3:45 p.m., right? And I don't want to do the long way of this. I think there is like a version, right? So p.m. Oh, C. P. Okay. So plus okay. So I'm going to take the first 10, I believe. Oh, I gotta do a string. I gotta convert this into a string. Okay. Now I'm just gonna do this a little bit differently. You can take the longer way. What is it? 13:45. Right? 45. Okay. And how I concatenate two strings is by just adding them together like that. And I want to put a space in there, right? 13:45. Okay. So then what I can do is I can put this in a variable, date convert. And okay, so if I check this date convert, you're going to find out that this is a string, right? And I don't need it in a string. I need to convert this over to a datetime object. So I'm going to go datetime.strip. I'm going to put it in there, and then I'm going to use the same format I've used previously. So I only have a minute. So okay, so now I have a date time object again. And this will be very useful later on when you're trying to convert dates into like a data frame and you need a sort and so forth. So I just wanted to show a short video on this. If you have any questions or anything, leave me a comment below. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up. I'll come out with more content shortly. And then also I'll show you how to like sort this in a data frame. But this is like the essential part of date manipulation and stuff like this. This gives you the general idea, and then you can always use the date time object, the date time documentation to figure out any other formats you need to convert it in. So I hope this video helps. If you have any questions, as I said, leave me a comment below. Thanks.